Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, it's day 2 of the boys' Sweet 16 at Rupp Arena. We'll have a live report from Lexington. And one college in Knox County is changing its name. More about what led to that decision just ahead.
Plus, one more dry evening is ahead before showers return by tomorrow. Your forecast on the way as Mountain News at 5:30 starts now.
Dedicated to Southern and Eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. We mentioned yesterday that many times basketball is a generational sport in the Bluegrass. Twin brothers cheered for opposite teams yesterday during McGoffin County's win against Perry Central. The family connections continued at Rupp Arena today for day 2 of the boys' Sweet 16. For more, let's send it over to Audrey Hausberger live at Rupp. Audrey.
Mike Jones coached the Harlan Green Dragons to the Rupp Arena 3 times in his career, the last time coming in 1996. 21 years later, his son Michael Jones coached Harlan County Black Bears in the Sweet 16 in 2017. Fast forward 7 years to today, Kyle Jones coached those same Black Bears past the first round of the Sweet 16 for the first time in Harlan County High School's 16-year history. Black Bear fans showed out to support Harlan County in their boys' Sweet 16 appearance against the defending state champs. That is part of the allure of making it to this stage. You play and coach on a bigger stage than a high school gym. On Monday, Kyle had said his dad told him to take everything in once he gets to the tournament. I asked Coach Jones after the Black Bears win what it felt like when he actually stepped foot on it today.
My dad, he's a great coach, been a great mentor to me. My brother's, he's done a good job wherever he's been, and I've been to this tournament since I can remember, and it's, they say the greatest show in hoops, and I really believe that. There's nothing like it. No other state does it like this, and but it's just an honor to be out there on that floor and knowing that I was sitting. That is their home bench, right, UK? That we sat on. Yeah. I even thought about that, so I was just honored to be here and be coaching here.
Kyle Jones and the Harlan County Black Bears will be back in Rupp Arena tomorrow. We'll have highlights from their win earlier today later on in sports, but for now in Rupp Arena, Audrey Hausberger, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Audrey, thank you very much. So at least 2 mountain teams now moving on to the quarterfinal round. Congratulations to Harlan County. It is also, of course, game day for the Kentucky Wildcats up in Pittsburgh. John Calipari's crew taking on the Oakland Golden Grizzlies out of the Horizon League in less than 2 hours here on WYMT. For more about this matchup, let's go to WYMT's Armando Berry live in Pittsburgh with our Big Blue coverage. Armando.
Hey Steve, tonight UK hopes to take down Oakland in the round of 64, and Big Blue Nation is here inside PPG Paints Arena to support the Cats. Most of the Big Blue came a great distance to come and see Kentucky hopefully win, but also hope the Cats put on a show in return.
We just love the Cats. We've done a lot of traveling over the years. We just like going to the tournament. Every time we get a chance and they're close, we come watch them play.
Certainly a big game for Kentucky, but BBN is supporting through thick and thin. I'll continue our preview later at 6. Steve, back to you.
All right, Armando, thanks. And again, you can catch that contest around 7:10 right here on WYMT. Union College is undergoing a name change. The school is transitioning to the name Union Commonwealth University. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox tells us how the name change signals growth for the school.
Administrators spent several months processing through potential names after announcing in October the transition would happen.
We sent out surveys to our community members, students, and faculty and staff, alumni, kind of key stakeholders. We really wanted their input because this is obviously a very big and important decision.
The school announced they would become Union Commonwealth University. Nelson says the response has been mostly positive.
With anything, with any change, people are going to have feelings, and that's okay. As an alum of Union, I had some mixed feelings too.
Nelson graduated from Union in 2011, returning to the school as an employee in 2019. She says the school has continued to grow.
We're not the same institution that I attended. We're definitely not the same institution from the 60s to 70s or when we were founded in 1879. And there's some momentum right now. You know, our enrollment is up past what it was pre-pandemic.
The name also separates the school from other institutions also named Union College.
We have been confused, especially with Union College in Schenectady, New York, and Union College in Nebraska. We get applications for people who were wanting to apply there and vice versa.
Now Union Commonwealth University, the school gets its own unique branding. In Barberville, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Nelson also says the new name ties to the school's mission and what the founders wanted when the institution was created. Fake threats caused students in multiple schools in Kentucky to be evacuated earlier today. Those threats included a school in Rockcastle County. Broadhead Elementary School was evacuated, along with Glendover Elementary School in Lexington. District leaders say Glendover received anonymous calls about a bomb threat. Officials with Broadhead Elementary believe it was a swatting call that caused them to evacuate. All students and staff are safe. A massive manhunt continues in Idaho for a white supremacist escaped inmate and his accomplice after a bloody, carefully planned attack on officers at a Boise hospital. 3 officers were shot during the attack but are expected to survive. CBS's Carter Evans has the latest from Boise.
Idaho authorities are trying to track down 31-year-old escaped inmate Skylar Mead and his accomplice, 28-year-old Nicholas Umfenauer.
We are open to wherever they might be at this point. We're following every lead and accepting every possibility.
Police say Mead intentionally hurt himself and was brought to a Boise hospital early Wednesday where Umfenauer was waiting with a gun.
Suspect attacked and fired at the officers, striking 2 of them.
A 3rd officer was accidentally shot when Boise police responded to the scene.
Suspect is going to be an IDOC prisoner, white male adult, shirtless. The shooter last seen wearing all dark clothing and a hooded sweatshirt.
Authorities got a report of a possible sighting in Garden Valley about 50 miles south of Boise, but say the men were gone by the time deputies arrived. The duo was last seen in a gray 2020 Honda Civic with the license plate 2TDF43U.
They are dangerous, they are armed, and they have shown a propensity for violence.
Mead has a lengthy criminal record and have been incarcerated since 2016 and wasn't due to be released until 2036. Investigators are keeping tabs on his close contacts as they try to figure out whether anyone else was involved in the prison break. Carter Evans, CBS News, Boise, Idaho.
Officers have issued a warrant for Umfenauer's arrest on 2 counts of aggravated battery against law enforcement and 1 count of aiding and abetting an escape. The warrant comes with a $2 million bond.
Well, dry weather continues on this Thursday evening across the region. A live look from the WYMT studios, and the weather not too bad. We see some sunshine back in the distance. That current temperature sitting at 54 degrees. Like we talked about yesterday, a little bit warmer close to the Kentucky and Tennessee border, up to 65 in Harlan, also in Middlesboro. A little bit cooler though, close to I-64, down to 50 in Moorhead, also 49 over in Ashland. For most of us though, we see middle to lower 50s as we go into this evening. Up on First Alert Pinpoint Doppler, dry weather also continues, but notice as we zoom out, we are tracking some more moisture over Texas, also pushing into Louisiana, Arkansas, also Oklahoma. And this weather system is moving into our direction, and that means more rain chances on the way as we go into your Friday, also to kick off this weekend. This evening, though, we are tracking some more dry weather, so be sure to enjoy that. And lows as you wake up on Friday, once again chilly, but not as cold, in the middle to upper 30s. We see some more 60s and 70s tomorrow, but another freeze is on the way by late Saturday, also pushing into your Sunday. Those details on the way in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Once again, we are on shutdown watch, and if Congress does not pass a bill funding part of the government will shut down at 12:01 a.m. on Saturday. However, there is a proposed bill that members are expected to vote on Friday. Leaders from both parties are calling the proposal a win for their side. Central Kentucky Republican Andy Barr says he supports the legislation.
Like any appropriations bill, there's good and there's bad, and that's the difficulty with these large spending bills. I've been reading it, looking at it, studying it, and what I see is that this is the first overall cut in non-defense, non-VA spending in 10 years. That is an improvement over what we've seen in previous years, and where the spending goes up, I think it's in the right places, and where the spending goes down, it's also in the right places.
Now, Barr's fellow Kentuckians, Congressman Thomas Massie and Senator Rand Paul, have both said they do not support the proposal, saying it will add to the national debt. New York Attorney General Letitia James has taken an initial step to seize Donald Trump's Seven Springs property in Westchester County. Trump has until Monday to post an appeals bond of nearly $500 million, an amount he says he does not have. He's asked the court to allow him to put up a lesser amount or delay posting until after the appeal. Last month, a judge found Trump and others liable for fraud related to the Trump Organization. Coming up on Mountain News at 5:30, if you've ever withdrawn more from your bank account than you have in it, you've likely been hit with an overdraft fee. There's a proposal now that could significantly change how those fees work.
Plus, we turn unsettled as we close out the work week. Those details coming up.